Hello and welcome everyone, my name is Captain Frost and this is your build guide for League starting trial of the Ancestors 3.22 League with Boneshatter. It's a very reliable type of a character, it's a very reliable skill that has speed, that has damage, and the character itself will be defensed pretty well. It is all round up, pretty well made League starter for number of leagues already. It is built up from the character that was existing in the 321 league, in Crucible league, in Trade league. So that's based on a day 3 character that was pretty high on the ladder. It doesn't have anything special on it. It only has Magnate and Lethal Pride as unique items. It is very reliable, it is very powerful skill. Everybody knows that Boneshatter is one of the most reliable skills for starting as melee character, and especially if you want to respec your Slayer afterwards. So yeah, that's a Slayer, that's a duelist, and we're gonna start from talent tree, then we're gonna go for ascendancy, jewels, skill gems, items, and yeah, that's gonna be it. So basically, what are we taking overall in the talent tree? Of course, we're taking life, we're taking armor, we're taking a little bit of armor and evasion rating just when we're going through it. Then we're getting life leech. Of course, we're taking all the talent points for axes, we're taking talent points for two-handed items, for mana reservation efficiency, for additional max res, and combined with armor as well. Yeah, again, more to maximum all res. And that's basically it, what we're getting in terms of your basic types of talents. If you want to experiment, you can get something similar to that. Then in terms of keynote passives, we're taking Vol Pact for our leech, life leech to be very high. As you can see here, it's 3600. By the way, the damage calculation is done with 10 trauma stacks in mind, in calculations, in configuration here. So here you can see it. You can have a more, you can have a bit less. You probably wouldn't fall more than less than 7, and you may have 14, 15 and something like that. So it will depend on the DPS. It will be maybe like 20-30% more, or 20 or like 10-20% less, depending on the situation that you're in. So yeah, we're taking Vol Pact, we're taking Precise Technique, which gives us pretty big boost for attack damage, and we don't deal crit strikes. We're getting spell suppression as well. As you can see here, we have pretty high spell suppression as well. And then that's mostly it with keynotes, with keystone passives. Then in our ascendancy, we're taking Brutal Fervor and Endless Hunger, so we're gonna be immune to stun, we're gonna have Overleech, we're gonna be unaffected by bleeding while we're leeching, Overleech as well. Yeah, it's gonna be very, very handy. Then we're taking Bane of Legends for more physical damage, and we're taking Impact for, again, accuracy rating for us to have easier precise technique, and additional range and additional damage as well. So yeah, that's your ascendancy. In terms of jewels, again, on this day 3rd character, you can go up. It's all about basic gear, basic league start setup, where you can deviate after with more funds. We're taking just regular jewel here for attack speed and maximum life. And then in terms of our unique jewel, it's Lethal Pride, it's Karui, Akoya. As you can see here, it just gives us additional chances to deal double damage, additional armor, additional fizz damage. Yeah, and basically that's mostly it. Some strength that we don't really care too much, but with our unique belt, 400 strength is very good to have, because Magnate gives you 5% chance to deal triple damage while you have at least 400 strength, which is, yeah, quite handy. Therefore, you're not against some additional strength stat where you can find it. So yeah, that's basically it when it comes to our talent tree. We are immune to Corrupted Blood with this Protection Mastery, which is quite handy as well. So yeah, now let's go for the skills. So our main 6 link is going to be, of course, Boneshatter with Fortify, Ruthless, Close Combat, Brutality, and Melee Physical Damage. So as you can see here, we're of course taking Tribal Fury, Melee Strike skills deal splash damage. We're taking Attack Mastery for non-vile strike skills, target one additional nearby enemy. Then when it comes to our gauntlets, you can get here some additional attack speed or suppress spell damage, but you can get here some +1 target for your strike skills as well if you want to. If you want more AoE, it all depends on how do you feel, or do you want more pure damage. It's all up to you. So yeah, and melee fist damage. So we're basically just getting fortify here, as we're not taking any fortify stuff on the talent tree. And we're going for full fist damage for full close damage as well. Then in one of our four links, we're taking Ancestral Cry. So again, exerted strikes target additional enemies. And as you can see here, you will see melee fist, brutality, close combat, ruthless, fortify. We don't see here any multi-strike action, which means that our cries are going to be applicable to our strike skills. So here we will have some additional, so exerted strikes target additional enemies. That's why you can skip your gloves influence thing. Then we're going for Blood Rage, of course, for our Frenzy Charge generation, attack speed, and stuff like that. Arrogance with Precision, so Precision is gonna reserve our life instead of our mana, because we don't really have enough spare mana otherwise. Yeah, and it's gonna be, Precision has a flat cost. It gives us accuracy rating that is quite valuable for us for, again, our Keynote Precise technique talent. Then we're going for Warlord's Mark, custom damage taken, and Molten Shell. So yeah, basically you are gonna be taking damage constantly because you're bone shattering yourself, which means that you don't really need any other automated applications of your curses or of Warlord's Mark in this particular case. Yeah, and it will grant you additional good stuff. Then Molten Shell, of course, it's for your defenses. Then with our auras, other auras, it's Determination that gives you a bunch of armor, faster attacks with Lip Slam for you to go fast in maps, and Frostblink for momental dodges. Then we're taking two totems, we're taking multiple totems, so it's Ancestral Warchief and Protector, which both gives you attack speed and melee damage. With multiple totems, you can reach more than cap. You can get Val Ancestral Warchief if you want to. They have Maim, so they will have chance to maim. There is Pride as our main aura for our damage, and War Banner again gives us additional accuracy and gives us additional damage towards enemies in ways of nearby enemies take increased fist damage. So yeah, that's basically it. That's your setup. That's your not even 6 link, but just 6 socket in your weapon or in your armor, whatever you prefer or whatever you have linked. Now let's go for the items. So the items themselves, we do have just very hard hitting, big physical damage, two-handed axe. You're straight up getting here as much fist damage as you possibly can get. It's nothing special. It's quite simple as well. Then in terms of our helmet, we see here some dexterity for stats that may be required, some resistances, many physical damage from hits taking as lightning or as fire, so as elemental damage for us to have easier times to live through all the fist damage that we're taking, and maximum life. We do have armor on the base itself, and we have some evasion here as well. So this character is not zero evasion character. We're not taking the unwavering stance, so we will have Jade Flask, and we will have some evasion rating for us to have additional defenses in terms of this random mechanics that defend you as well. Then we're taking as our chest piece, we see here it's Pride, increased effect or aura effect, additional increase of non-curse auras from your skills, maximum life, a bunch of armor here, resistances, and that's it. Then with gloves, we're seeing here accuracy rating, which is vital. Then we do have some res, maybe cast res if you can get it here, some life, increased damage while leeching, just pretty good damage increase, some attack speed and chance to suppress, nothing special again. Then with boots, we do have again spell suppression, resistances, maximum movement speed as you can possibly get, and some life. With Amulet, it allocates Invigorate, Then we do see here additional strength and dexterity stats, plus to all attributes, maximum life, some ally resistances, and on all jewelry we do have non-channeling skills have -7 to total mana cost. And as we can see here, our Boneshatter has 0 mana cost, which is vital because we do have pretty low unreserved mana. And yeah, for us to, we wouldn't have enough mana leech. We do have enough mana leech rate, but it can be clunky if there is no enemies around you for you to hit that. So you're gonna have enough mana for you to use your totems and all other stuff like that, your leap slams, but it's way more reliable for you to. And Leap Slam is gonna cost nothing, to be honest, by the way, as well, because it non-channeling skills have -2 mana cost. And so yeah, basically you will have enough mana for you to use your skills, because most of your skills wouldn't really cost shit. And yeah, that's it. Then with our rings, we do have accuracy rating here, we do have some maybe attributes, maximum life, resistances, just basic stuff. With belt, it's the magnate. It gives you a bit of strength, always increased flask charges gained, which is not bad as well. It gives you, the main point here is to chance to deal double damage if you have over 200 strength, and chance to deal triple damage if you have over 400 strength. Then with our flasks, we do have grants immunity to bleeding and to corrupted blood. But to be honest, we would be immune to bleeding while we're leeching, and we would be immune to corrupted blood just with our talents. So you can get here anything that you want, really. So yeah, with it's just Divine Flask. It's not momentary. It's increased recovery rate. So yeah, you will heal up whenever you need. Then we do have here Jade Flask, gain charges when you are hit by an enemy. Then we do have Granite Flask with some additional evasion rating. Here we do have increased armor. We see Quicksilver Flask, and we see Amethyst Flask for additional chaos res. But to be honest, you can get here whatever you prefer, or whatever you may feel that you're lacking with your character. And that's basically it with this character. It's quite simple. It's very reliable. It's fast. It's very well rounded defensive wise and offensive wise. It can get on bosses. It clears pretty good. Its AoE is good. That's it. I hope you're having a good league start. I hope you're hyped for 3.22. Hope you're having a good time. Goodbye.